shit too. You I was the one ever since my hair was me and my brothers be ballin' like all three. I can never leave my brother Mario Luke. I can tell the weather, but I can feel it in the air, rain coming soon. Oh, they talking hot, cool, I'm off vibe. Making shower on the block, no shampoo to the metal.
Welcome back to the 2434 podcast, where anything is possible and we learn from our wins and losses. Heck speaking, and I got a very special treat for y'all. But first, as I always say, I always gotta introduce y'all with a song. So, here we go.
Feeling go crazy. Oh man, can tell in my eyes that I got the bag. I've been up all damn, day and night. Look at my hand, nigga, that's all grand. I catch a flight as soon as I land, nigga, that's all bands. Damn right, we ain't playing. This was all planned. Maybe tight, don't understand. I am not a fan. They want me just like I'm the dad, nigga. I'm the man. I ain't trying to be a fan. They look up to me on the gram. They look up to me, I be stunning. They look.
All right, so Yang, introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. What up, Heck? What up, podcast world? So, my name's Yang. I moved to New York about a year ago. I met the boy Hector at the park, where we both live right next to the park. He's actually the first person I met when I first moved to New York, and we've been bowling, having a lot of fun, a lot of good sessions, hooping. Yes, I'm excited to be on the pod, talk about basketball, talk about life and like sports in general. Happy to be here, Heck.
Man, I am happy to have you on. Today we're gonna have a packed episode tonight. So first, this episode's gonna be a little bit different. So naturally, we're gonna go over Yang's experiences from hooping from Massachusetts versus New York. What made him play basketball? What are your experiences from playing basketball in the parks of New York? Share your most wildest hoop tale, because boy, I got a bunch to share. So we can talk about your five favorite players to watch. Then we go into our comment sections, and then we wrap it up. So with all that being said,
yes,
Massachusetts versus New York.
Yeah, bro. So I went to college out in Massachusetts. I went to Brandeis University. I graduated like last year in May. So a lot of the hoops was just indoor in the college gym, and we had a lot of we had a good hoop culture at the school, and like we had like 3,000 students undergrad, but like there was always sessions at the gym. So we had like 3 courts and then like the main court. When I was there, I ran the basketball club there, so that was a very rewarding experience as well. But in terms of hooping in college, it was a lot more. It's kind of different because it was indoors. It was with college players, and you kind of knew everybody, and then you had class together or you had homework. So it's a lot different because at the park now, it's like, it's, you bump into whoever you bump into. At the park here, though, I liked it because it's just everyone got their own stuff to do. But like,
demonetized.
They all... No, everybody got their own things to do, and like they show up. They want to get a good session in. They play hard, and yeah, it's cool playing with different age groups here as well, different like backgrounds, because there it's just only college, but here like it's a bunch of players. So both pretty dope experiences.
Hey, I understand. So like my first question, is like, wait, my bad. I thought you were from Massachusetts. Were you from originally?
So I was born in Johannesburg, South Africa,
really?
And I lived there. I didn't tell you. I told you.
Oh,
but I feel like I told you first time we met, but that was
a while back. I'm sorry.
You're good, bro. Yeah, so I was born and raised there until like 15. Like I took like 18 months at 7 years old to China to like get Chinesed up.
Mm-hmm.
But I came to America when I was 15 for like high school.
I'm gonna be real with you. Never judge a book by its cover because I would not have guessed you was born in Africa.
Yeah, I mean everybody says that. I mean I wouldn't guess either, but there's some a good decent like population out in South Africa of Chinese people nowadays.
You know what? Hey, bro. You know what I say? The more you listen, ask questions because the more you learn.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so when you was 15, right? When did you start? When did you pick up a basketball, or when did you start playing basketball? Excuse me.
So I started playing ball when I was in grade 5. So I was maybe like 15, no, 13 years old. But it was just like I wasn't playing for the I was maybe like JV or something, but my hoop skills were trash. Like I was shooting with two hands, really no handle, but it was cool because after school we would just hang out at the court until like our parents picked us up. And so although I was trash, I had a lot of fun being trash. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, Yang. The most fun that you're gonna have, I learned the most fun that you're gonna have playing basketball is when it's not nothing serious. It was when just you and your friends just having just going
yeah, I
just
know.
playing like
Just playing, you come home and your hands are like mad dirty, and your parents are like, "What the hell?" But it's just like, well, I had so much fun. Like I was playing in the rain. I don't really care. No responsibilities. It's great.
uh, that's dope. That's dope. So you move. All right. So you came. All right. All right. So what state you lived in when you came in from China?
From South Africa, I went to a private boarding school in Middle Tennessee.
Oh, Milton. I mean,
Out of nowhere, just like farmlands.
mhm,
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee. I like how we heard the exact same siren. Um. So so you went from Tennessee. You went to Tennessee. You went to Massachusetts, and now you're in New York. Can you tell me any difference in? Have you noticed any difference in styles from New York to Tennessee to Massachusetts?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think one thing about styles in New York is I think street is like I play a lot more just outdoor hoops here. Like before it's a lot more indoor, but playing outdoors here, you get to really understand everyone's playing style, and on the court you learn a lot about them, and a lot of their playing style expresses their personality. And here it's a very mixed because you have a lot of like hoopers that come from different backgrounds, different like they just maybe came off of work or someone did this, and it's like it's really nice blend. I think at least for our park, South Bellevue,
Mhm.
like there's a lot of people play hard. There's like Melo, he's really aggressive. He plays really I don't know, just really explosive. But then some people just want to have a good time. They want to get some cardio in. But yeah, it's a nice blend of different playing styles here, which I really like.
I same. I can agree. I can agree with that, bro.
Right?
To explain it, like I played basketball in Ohio. When I tell
Uh-huh.
you, everybody who played in Ohio can shoot, it was ridiculous. So ironically enough, when I came back from school, I said, I got to be a shooter to be able to to run with those guys, and best believe I became a shooter. It's like
Uh,
I think like one of the biggest things about basketball is we tend is it osmosis? It's like we absorb from where okay. If something is successful and we see people are having success with it,
yep.
we absorb, and we take from
Oh,
what is success.
I see.
Let's say for argument's sake, you grew up in a neighborhood where you need to be on the court. In order for you to be on the court, you need to be able to dribble. You need to be able to dribble through guys because you're not the biggest, tallest, or strongest. You need to be the quickest and to be able to dribble through guys. Naturally, your skill set
Mm,
is going to be using quickness and your handle to
I
get
see.
to spots on the court.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, let's say you're taller than everybody else, and you cannot dribble, best believe your skill set is going to be going in the post, and going down low and finishing around the rim.
Yeah.
So I always sit there and say, as hoopers, our culture and our culture and how we grew up greatly impacts our hoop journeys. So,
100%.
Ready. Fight.
what made you play basketball?
So at my private Catholic school in South Africa, you like each season you either play like rugby or cricket or swimming or basketball or like, and then you had like maybe like music or something like that, and you had to pick one. And like I was a little chubbier, but I played rugby and I played basketball, and I liked basketball a lot. When I got to US, when I first got to the US, I was kind of shy, and but what I really gravitated towards was the hooping culture here. And playing basketball was a way for me to make friends, to connect with people, to understand American culture. And I couldn't have asked for a better way to integrate myself through basketball. And ever since that, I wanted to join make the varsity team, so I worked on my game. I wanted to get better. And then I found out about like these NBA players, and like looking at their highlights, like tutorials about their game. So got addicted to the game from there on. Here we are now.
Nah, that's dope. Nah, that's dope, bro. One of the guys I like is like T Phyllis. I'm gonna put his link. I'm gonna put his link down in the description below. And also, if you're still in here, subscribe,
Yes, sir. Subscribe.
like and subscribe.
Turn on
Appreciate you.
notifications. Thank you. Yes,
Right?
sir. Support.
T Phyllis basically says like he compares hoopers to snowflakes because everybody has a different story and a different background, like snow, and they all came here. So like for me, I grew up playing. All right, so believe it or not, I grew up playing football.
Okay.
Right? I was always a heavyset kid. Then I turned 12. I stopped playing because they wanted me to sit at 12. They wanted me to play with the high school students at 12 years old, and I was not. I duck smoke,
Oh shit. Okay.
right? Because what happened? It was not even because I wait. So all right, I'm gonna give a brief. Playing football here, there's a weight limit. So at 12 years old, my weight limit I had to be at 150 pounds. Otherwise, I would have to play with the height. I would have to play with the guy with six. I would have to play a 16-year, not because of my skill set.
I
So
see.
A, I was not going to get that much playing time regardless because I was going to be playing defensive tackle. B, I'm mature mentally wise. I was not ready. So during the gap year, I was not playing back. I was not playing football. I played baseball. I played basketball, and that was probably the best decision I had made because I'm gonna be real. I met a couple of I met Yang. I met a couple of my best friends playing basketball. I can agree with Yang on this. It's like
I think the game just gives you so much. It gives you so much in your life. It's given me so many memories, friendships, like experiences. And because of that, you always want to give back to the game, and you always want to come back and play. And so
that's 100%.
great, like that's the big idea. This game is great.
That's the 100% the truth, bro. I always remember like being the young, being growing up, playing, not being very good, seeing guys who are very good, who are better than me. So I try. So I draw, I chirp, I went on the court, I lost, I humbled myself, I learned, and I ended up here. Now, same thing. I appreciate. Now, ironically, I thought I was gonna. Now, ironically, I thought I was gonna be playing college ball. I always say with sports, with my sports career, life didn't win. Timing and life didn't. Put it this way, if I was meant to be playing college ball, it would have happened. If not, I'm at peace with it because I did everything in my power to be a better basketball player. Now, my next question for you is, what is it like playing in playing in the hoop, playing in the parks in New York State? Because I always sit there and say, like, I always look at the basketball parks. Every single park has a different personality. So, like, if you're playing in
Yeah.
Brownsville, New York, you're gonna get a different mentality. If you're not from New York, you don't want to go there. But if you're playing at Brownsville, New York, you get a different vibe and environment versus you playing where we play, which is on which is South Bellevue
South Bellevue.
versus playing in the Dykeman and the Rucker, et cetera, et cetera. So what's your experiences from playing and how? All right, what parks? The first question is what parks you have played in New York, and what experiences that you have from playing in those parks.
Cool. Yeah, South Bellevue. I play there a lot. Home court. Uh, I play a lot in Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Bridge Park. I play a lot in Chinatown as well. I play a couple times out along the west side, some courts along the river. That's been chill too. So yeah, as you said, like each park has its own personality. For us, for this park, there's actually a lot more communityness than other parks because here it's more like, all right, we live around here. Like this is my community. I'm here to hoop. These are the people that I usually hoop with. I'm gonna bump into them pretty often, and then we get that way. We also get a lot of quality runs in Chinatown. I think it's pretty random, like at what's it called?
Is
Grand
Grand
Street,
Street?
Grand
Yeah.
Street, and then there's Columbus Park. Both of those are like pretty chill, but I don't feel like the runs are good. It's just kind of casuals. Bunch of random people play there. Just kind of bad runs. There's no full court runs either. Brooklyn Bridge Park is dope because like you get the breeze, you got like nice view, but I don't think the runs are as good either. Yeah, I just feel very accustomed to this court here because the community sense is very accentuated here, and that also drives the competitiveness because we kind of all know each other. We've wins and losses against each other. Yeah, what about you, man?
All right. I played everywhere. So let me. All right. So let me break everything down. So okay, I played in Dykeman. When I tell you it's like it's a I tell you it's a different vibe.
Mm,
Okay. If you ever want to get a full experience of the New York Parks tournaments and stuff, watch. I mean, the New York Parks. You gotta play in the you
okay.
gotta play in the you gotta play in the tournament. So like, there's Dykeman. Dykeman has a tournament. I played in the park, but I didn't play in the tournament. But when you playing at Dykeman, you got the MC sitting there saying, "Oh, he hit him with a hezzy. Oh, that's not good for business." Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? The guy in the mic talking, drawing at you. You sitting there seeing the crowd going crazy, slamming the boards, etc., etc., etc. Right?
Okay.
I played in South Bellevue. Obviously, I could tell you like talent wise, everybody in there is like everybody in there is chill. We're competitive. We're chill, but we're respectful. In the end of the day, or we try to be.
Yep.
Um. Then we got I played ball and I played ball at I went to okay. So I went to high school by Grand Street, and I have a story.
Right.
I have a story about that park, but I'll save it for a later segment. Canal Street, like the Hudson River, right? The parks by the Hudson
Yep.
River. I can tell you down by BMCC, that those parks. That's where you find. That's where I typically find the most talent and the most skills because a lot of guys. Now I always say you're gonna be coming. I always sit there and say the talent is all dependent upon who's around there. But I played against guys who play college ball, going into those parks. Brooklyn Bridge Park, play there. I enjoyed the vibe. The problem is with Brooklyn Bridge Park, you're going to get a mixed bag. So like, there's gonna be
Yeah.
some guys who are there who are on some chill vibes, and there's gonna be some guys who are there on some other you know what, and there's gonna be some guys demonetized. Some guys who are there on some BS. Because it's a mixed bag, I always suggest to people who are traveling to certain parks, KYP, know your personnel. I played in Forsyth, which is the part right before Grand Street. And I mean, it's cool. It's like I think I always sit there and say this. It's kind of like how I like playing basketball, how I view playing basketball in New York versus playing basketball in Ohio. There is nothing like playing basketball in your home state because it's something different.
Mm.
So mm, that's a good question, Yang. As I bring up, as I all right, as I bring up I have a tale for you for the next segment. Yang, what is your most wildest hoop tales that you have experienced playing on the basketball court?
The wildest hoop tales. Man, I don't know there's that many wild ones, but there's like a couple. It's like when we were in high school and with my friends and we were hooping, and then one of my friends, he has a little brother. His name's I won't say his name, but he has a little brother and he always likes to hang out with the older kids. And this time we were him on the court because he didn't belong and we were just messing around with him. And then he started crying and then he punted the ball away and then we all started like, I don't know, making jokes and whatnot. And then he kept crying. It was pretty funny. We kept making fun of him.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Yang. That is funny. That's it.
Yeah, bro. Like, the little kid, he was very annoying. Now he's old now, but back then he was very annoying, and we really wanted to beat him up. But
As I always say this about Yang, about basketball, you're gonna learn this lesson from me. I think it's those moments that build character. You're too young to play on the court with the older kids. The older kids they're not really, they don't want you to play. They need you to play. There's a difference. Like this, they got 7. You're the 8th, and you don't got the skill level or size or talent to play with the older kids. You sit there, get scored. Now you have an attitude, and now you get upset. Long story. As I always say is, from my experience, as I've always been playing basketball, it's like if you don't got the skill set to play, I don't care. And let me rephrase this: if you cannot guard, you cannot play. That means from our part, there's only like there's only like 2 players who are pros and has potential to be a pro. Minus that, everybody in here has their own skill set and has their own talent. Me shooting, Yang playing defense, being physical, getting to the rim. One guy, he knows is very quick and twitchy, has a handle and can finish around the rim very well. One guy has a handle, can shoot. My biggest thing is like if you are trying to get on the court and call next with the OGs and with the big dogs, and you are out here getting fried, I have no sympathy for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Work on your game. Play with the 12-year-olds. You gotta earn it with them before you earn it with us.
That's facts. You if you can't handle the pressure, then like you deserve to get screamed at, to be honest.
Ain't that the truth?
And we're here to keep them accountable too, because they gotta hear it, or else they're not gonna work on their game.
Best, bro. As I always say, bro. In my last episode, I'm gonna put a card right here. Me and David was talking about how the problem there's a lot of players who grow up playing basketball who don't got the basic fundamental packages and basic skill sets. Translation: they're trash because right. And and David is 5'4". So he's sitting there like, not 5'4". Excuse me, 5'7". Let me get that correct. He's 5'7".
Okay. Nice.
Right? And he gets frustrated because, like, bro, I'm seeing 6'3" guys smoking layups, getting blown by, not playing defense, looking bad, and I'm sitting there like, bro, if I had your height, bro, it's so funny. But as I always say, and as I come to learn, it's like as I've gotten older, my mentality has changed when I'm running with like. So let's say if I'm running with Yang and a bunch of the guys who are around my age, I'll sit there and go, all right, let me look for my own shot. Let me do what's in the best interest of the team to win, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if I'm running with somebody who's a young bull, so that means anybody who's between the ages of 14 and 18 who's trying to learn how to play, I let them take the role, because in the end, bro, I ain't going to the A. Now, guess what? That may change tomorrow, because I could have an 11-inch growth spurt and be 6'7". 6'11". But chances are that's not going to happen. So me being Michael Jordan on a team full of young players who need the development, who need the reps, doesn't do me any good.
Yeah, I gotta say something too. I think for the young hoopers out there, first thing, even if you don't have skill, you have to have heart. And heart is grabbing that offensive rebound, fighting for that ball, talking on defense, making sure, those are things that aren't skill sets that are like physically dribbling the ball or whatever. Those are just within yourself. So do that. And the second thing is, find your place on the team, find your role that you are good at and you can help the team win when you're on the court. You got to identify your strengths and where you fit in, or else you'll just be playing, you'll just be running circles without a direction. So those are two quick, I don't know, little tips for the young hoopers out there.
Man, I couldn't have said it any better myself, because I best believe, bro, as I always be the first person to say this, and I just said it, and I will say it again. If you cannot play defense, you cannot play on the court with me. Because I don't listen. You cannot sit there and be like, oh, everybody go, oh yeah, he guarded me now? Let me go in my bag. Bucket. No, that's not happening. Right? Like,
Facts.
same thing. Like, I don't care. Listen, the bare minimum requirement I always say is you need to be able to hit a layup consistently, and you need to be able to play defense. If you can't do those two things,
Yeah,
like,
get off the court.
get off the court.
Yeah, you don't even deserve to get next on that one, bro.
Now you come in here, we go, I got next. No, you don't. You ain't ready. Yo, but I picked up my team. No, that's my team. What you doing? Now, to share my most wildest tale about playing basketball.
I see it.
Okay, so names are going to be changed to protect people and to protect myself, because I don't want people to come around stumbling upon this and beating me up. So, here's what happened. We talked about Grand Street. I used to go. I used to go to school by Grand Street, which is called Pace High School. So one of my boys, we're gonna call him Second, right? He goes, yo, hit me, yo, let's go to Grand Street, bro. Let's get some runs. I'm like, you know what? This is when I was 20. This is when I was in my early. I was 22 at the time. I'm like, you know what? Let's go. I have nothing to do. I'm chilling. Whatever. I go to the park. Right. I go to the park early because I gotta warm up, get used to the shooting on the court, because, long story short, I'm not used to the rims there. These guys are used to the rims there. So when I'm playing against them, I don't want to be missing long and stuff and looking terrible. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
I come in there. First time I get the ball. I shoot a jump shot. The guy fouls me. Shot went over the backboard. I say, you fouled me. The OG was like, nah, bro. He was like, you shot that, you know what, to the moon. That right there, let me know what type of timing it was on. Right? There was a guy on the court. His name was Jason. I'm guarding him. This is the last possession. So instead, right? So he's quicker than me, and he has a step on me. So instead of him running to the lane and laying the ball up, he throws his body into me, gets me to back up, and he lays the ball up. You have to be there to see it. I'm like, bro, he didn't have to do that. So I'm like, okay. That's the first. That's the first red flag that came off in my mind.
Okay, all right.
The second red flag that came off in my mind. So we lost. I'm on the sideline. The guy Jason gets fouled by this dude. Right? We're gonna call this dude Portis. This is not his name. I'm not sharing that information. The guy Jason goes, and I quote, "Yo, I don't know why he's found me like I have not been to jail." Wait, my first thought process is, wait, you proud of that? Like, wait, you, that's a flex now? Like, that's a flex? Right? That's a flex, bro? I'm like, nah, bro, nah. First things first. Hoop aside. What? Listen, if you going to jail, that means you got caught. But I digress. So, as the game is going on, I'm right. All right, it's getting more and more chippy, getting more and more physical, right? Between Jason and Portis. So there comes ahead where Jason goes, "Yo, bro, if you found me one more time, it's gonna be a problem." Right? I'm like, "Oh wow, this a fight's about to break out." I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Okay, a fight's about to break out. Nothing big, nothing big, nothing major." Then what happens is Portis get the ball back. Jason fouls him back. He gets frustrated, and I'm gonna greatly censor myself because this is going on YouTube. He said, "Yo, I'm done. I'm about to. If I keep on going, I'm about to off this person." Talking to Jason. Jason runs, grabs his bag. Like, yo, I hope you off me. I hope you off me. Right? So both these guys is in a standoff, grabbing their bags, holding their clutches like they got something in their bag. Everybody, I'm like, yo! And everybody's like, yo, this is crazy. So, Jason, being a hothead and not thinking clearly, everybody trying to get in and talk to him like, yo, bro, chill. Jason like, move or I'll deck you. Right? I'm like, you know what? That's not my people's. That's between them two. They can handle that themselves.
Right.
Now, my boy Second, real dude, always had mad respect for him. He knew Jason. He lived in Jason's same project building, and he goes up there, de-escalate the situation. Nothing ends up happening. So as my boy Second goes up there, he bought me a Gatorade. I realized he had right. I made sure nobody came around the back door because I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest thing this is also gonna be a trick for people to be careful on. When your attention is diverted, your stuff is gonna be the first thing that's gone. So I made sure I looked at the second stuff. He came back after he de-escalated the situation. He bought me and him both a Gatorade. And basically we was just chopping it up about the situation. He was like, "Yo, bro, it's crazy how dudes was about to sit there and air it out over a basketball game. What's next? Airing it out over 2K? Yo, turn your sliders down, bro." That I only have been back to Grand Street one other time besides that. But besides
That's
that,
it's never that deep, man. It's never that deep. People gotta chill out. You gotta put that pride at the door, bro.
As I've been playing ball for years and years, I've come to learn that one, your ego and your pride can get you into massive trouble. So you got to learn how to check them at the door, especially since in the end, we ain't going to the league after this, right?
Yeah.
2, you also got to be. I have seen guys in our park throw basketballs at people, and I'm sitting there like, bro,
they threw one last week. Remember?
Yeah, I'm like, bro,
That's funny.
It's funny, but I'm like, bro, they don't like. I could tell you this much. I'm not gonna say names. One of my boys was saying it, and who's there? He said, when I seen him throw the basketball, I flinched because stuff like that ends differently from where he's from. So it's like,
Yeah.
I always say this. Everybody thinks they tough. Everybody got pride. And I understand that. But my mentality is, bro, keep it to the game, bro. Respect the game. Respect the grind. Respect the hustle. Like, you're going to be, listen, if you're going to be frustrated and cut somebody out in basketball, I'm okay with that. But be respectful. Gang, everybody in here and everybody in the park that we play, primarily adults. Don't get locked up over something petty.
Right. Another thing, too, is just like, pride. Everyone thinks they're tough, right? But your goal there is to win the game, and your presence there is to contribute to winning. If you're not doing any of that, then like shut up, because either you deserve what's going on, or just you're trash. And so don't do all that extra stuff if you're not hooping. We're here to hoop. Don't act tough when you're contribute to winning. As simple as it is.
Nah, I completely understand, bro. Cause listen, Core, bro.
Gets me so mad.
Listen, Yang. I got stories. As my man second told me, if he was disrespecting your girlfriend, and he want to sit there and take it that far, you can go ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
He stole from you, and you want to take it that far, go ahead, right?
Sure. Yeah. Shit like stuff like that. Yeah.
It's something serious. But if it's basketball or if it's something that's recreational, because listen, we're not getting paid for this. Then you taking it to the next level does not make sense. I always say about basketball, it's a different vibe and a different experience when you go to court to court. And I always say this: if you go around traveling, and this is something I'll share with anybody, understand, know your personnel, and know your location. Because if I'm not gonna sit here. If I'm playing in Best-Eye, Brooklyn, I'm not gonna, and I don't know anybody in there. I'm not gonna sit there and call nobody out their name,
Yeah.
right? But the problem is here, a lot of people generally feel because they see we're in an affluent neighborhood. A lot of guys, like I have conversation with a lot of guys. A lot of these guys are working. We're legit playing with accountants, computer science people, real estate agents and stuff like that. These guys got full 9 to 5 jobs and got lives and situations to handle. They're not out here looking to fight people. So if you start realizing, and this is why I get annoyed, the guys who sit there and be the first to throw a basketball at you, they know who they know who they're doing it to.
Mm.
That's why I get annoyed. Right?
Yeah.
So Yang, who's in your Mount Rushmore for basketball players?
Ooh. Are we going by position or just
In general.
in general? My Mount Rushmore. I got Jordan. I got Kobe. I got I got Shaq. And then I got 2 more, right? I mean, Braun's good. I'm not going to put Braun in there, but I like more modern players. So I think like Luka can definitely be on there.
Already?
Well, are we talking okay, are we talking like accolades, skill set? What are we doing? Or like career?
So my Mount Rushmore is going to be like, okay, is Jordan, Kobe, Steph, and I have to have LeBron. I have to have LeBron James up there because Jordan was the originator. He brought people into playing basketball. Kobe Bryant is the reason why I personally play basketball. Steph Curry spawned the generation of 3-point shooting. Because prior to that, there was nobody really doing dribble combinations in the threes. But now, because of Stephen Curry, people were shooting more off the dribble threes. And last but not least, LeBron James, because LeBron been a GOAT of longevity for the last 20 seasons. There's nobody in the NBA who has played for as long as he has played and had the amount of success and stayed as talented. I mean, stayed at a level for as long as he played. Because even then, when Kareem got to his 40s, he was averaging like 13 a game. So
yeah. All right. So let me do a retake. So Jordan, obviously, GOAT, lost dance, no question. Kobe, you know, he wasn't like the most gifted, but he you know the stories, we all know the stories, and nothing more to say about that. I want to say Hakeem because I think he was ahead of his time, and he had a nice jumper. He's got a float, a little dream. So really, his game is great. Got good defense as well. I'm gonna put Braun in there. Have to give it to him. Great leader, great personnel. Yeah, he's also funny too. That's why I will put. He is a drama queen, but he does the job. And then I got one more. I want to put my guy CP in there. You know,
All
but no,
kind in the Mount Rushmore.
no. I want to put him, but I won't. I'll put Magic because his playing style was fun. He had a very upbeat kind of playing style and just made it just looked like the teammates liked playing with him, and so they would want to run down the court with him. That part is pretty cool.
Nah, I can
So, yeah.
I can respect that. All right, I can respect that goal. I can respect that goal list. Shoot, that Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Magic Johnson had a massive impact in the game in the 80s and in the 70s and 80s. Hakeem Olajuwon. I generally feel that still to this day, we use principles. As I always say, to quote a chess player, his name was Daniel Naroditsky. He said, "We all in chess, we all stand on the backs of giants." Right?
Mm.
In basketball, even though our predecessors may not have been as talented as the newer generation, they set the groundwork brick by brick of everything that we can do. Because eventually, in 10 years from now, James Harden, people are gonna sit there and talk negatively about James Harden, but people are still gonna be using his step back and his Euro steps and his ways to draw fouls.
Yeah.
Or
Westbrook. Bro, people be talking too much crap about these people past their primes. Like, yo, show some respect. When they give me 8 years back, you don't know that kind. You went there and you gotta remember how dominant their shit. Like Westbrook, Harden, Chris Paul, they were good, man. They gotta chill with the hate. I'm just gotta put that out there.
I'm gonna explain this to you as a Russell Westbrook hater. My biggest frustration with Russell Westbrook is he plays hard, but he be playing wild, crazy, and out of control. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I really don't really like his game that much. But I can sit there and name situations in which he is because of how he is and how he plays and how. Here's a perfect example. Russell Westbrook will sit there and run through a cemented brick wall.
Yep.
10 times until it comes down. But guess what? When it doesn't work, guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna get up. He's gonna run through that wall again. That's how he is. That's how he always been. And I respect the heck out of that.
You gotta respect that.
Because if you have that type of determination with anything you want and anything in life, you're gonna be successful. I always say at times you gotta learn to make adjustments. Next segment that we gonna go over is a segment called Twitter Fingers. Since Yang is new here, Twitter Fingers is a segment in which we go over the comment section below and from my Instagram, my Twitter, my Instagram, my YouTube, all social media platforms. Follow us at 2434 Podcast. Comment on everything. Share your ideas. And basically we go over everything. We go over every comment and we see Yang stakes. So this is how we're gonna do this. Whenever I say a take, either say W take or L take.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
With that being said, let's get it. Okay. So in my video, my most influential video, where my boy David says he has Kevin Durant in the Mount Rushmore over LeBron. My boy Villain Local says, yeah, an influence, but nobody plays like LeBron. Is that a W take or an L take?
Nobody plays like LeBron.
In influence, yeah. Nobody want to play like LeBron.
In influence, I would agree. But I would have to say that the influence can be good or bad because I've always said that Braun has bad influence on his teammates because of his attention. That is something that KD doesn't have because KD doesn't need the ball. So That is a W take, but there's a little asterisk to it.
I got you. Great. Let's see. All right. This take is funny. So in my video, how 2 and 18 became a thing, I asked, do y'all think I could be an NBA player in a 3-point shooting contest? Not a sharpshooter. And my boy Raziel Garcia says, stay off the weed.
W take, W take.
Yo, bro, come on, man.
Nah, bro. At the local park, yeah, maybe you can get in a few good shots in. I don't know about the NBA range, bro.
Oh.
Local park, I know.
At the local park, all right. At the local park, no, you got it. The NBA 3-point line is crazy. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So in my video, the importance of driving angles. King Charles IV, John is a cheat code. Only prime D Rose finishes better than him. To the question, who's the better at finishing, Russell Westbrook or John Morant?
Who's better at finishing?
Yeah, finishing around the
Russell Westbrook. I'm gonna go with Westbrook.
Okay, so you say okay. You
Yeah.
say. All right, so that's an L. So that's an L take.
I'll take, yeah.
L take. Okay. All right, and the final one in my video, pick your 5. The question I asked is who will win in a WWE match, Draymond Green or Isaiah Stewart?
Oh my god.
Villain Too Loco says I'm taking
WWE.
I'm taking Draymond Green because he got more knockouts.
Nah, bro, I'm taking Draymond, bro. He's undefeated, man. He's got a chokehold. He's got a couple knockouts.
Hey, bro.
That's
Isaiah Stewart ran through the whole lineup, the whole security staff to get to LeBron. You know what? I'm not answering that question because I may want Isaiah Stewart on this podcast. I don't want him beating me up. Now to wrap things up, I gotta say, Yang, I appreciate you for having me on. Wow. I appreciate you for being. I appreciate you for being on the podcast, bro. Man,
Yes, sir.
I would love to have you back. If y'all want Yang to be back on the podcast, put in the comment section below #Yin and Yang, so that way
Yeah.
he can be back on the show. Yang, is there anything you want to close the audience to?
Hey, I want to say that I am very proud of my boy Hector. He's helping the game, giving back to the game. I really appreciate being on. I love talking about basketball. This is my way of kind of giving back. Just really good conversations. Hector, yes sir. I appreciate you, bro. I look forward to hooping more in the future. And yeah, I just want to say one more thing to the future hoopers out there. Enjoy the game. Don't leave the game worse than you found it. Come in with the mindset to improve it, have fun, create some nice memories, some friendships, and then keep it like that. But build onto it in your own way. So that's it for me. Appreciate you, Hector.
Man, yo, bro, that's a perfect way to wrap it up, bro. Yang's information is all going to be in the description. Follow him on Instagram. Is there anything you want me to promote for you?
No, you don't need to promote. Hey, if you want to, go look at some Chris Paul highlights. He's the point guard.
Man,
I got promoted by boy CP.
all right, bet. That's gonna be in the link. That's gonna be a card right up there. Look at up Chris Paul. Man, Yang, thank you for being on, and also Thank y'all for tuning into the 2434 podcast.
Yes,
Like,
man.
share, subscribe. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the drill. We turn down.